starting in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. I'd hiked to Maine by the end of August, hopefully if I didn't die, then return to the trail again around Labor Day at Harper's Ferry and hike down to Georgia, as long as I was still alive. I'd taken the train from our home in Maryland, well, my mom's home, after leaving Trip League, a travel reality TV show where I'd been a cast member for a year. I didn't really have a home. I'd planned on moving in with Layla once she got back from her deployment. We were going to hike the trail, then start a business. My savings were well padded from getting paid as a reality TV star. We'd had so many ideas. I thrust my water back into my pack and blew out a breath. Some guy standing nearby glanced at me. I wasn't in the mood to make small talk, so I cocked out a hip and raised my eyebrows. He immediately ducked his head. Good. My gay ass didn't want to talk to him either. Fucker. Okay, I needed to break the seal and start walking. One foot in front of the other. I wasn't going to get anywhere unless I fucking started. So far, all I'd managed to do was stand around at the start of the trail with my pack at my feet, drinking water and playing Blendoku on my phone. I hauled my pack onto my shoulders and tightened the straps, then loosened them. Okay, too much. When I was satisfied with the weight distribution, I took a deep breath and stared down at my shoes. I wasn't thrilled with the style of my boots, a little too roughneck, but whatever. The mid-April air was still chilly enough I wore pants. They were a cool wicking material, and I could unzip around the knee to turn them into shorts easily. Okay, enough stalling. I stared at the sign on the trail. One arrow pointed one direction and was labeled Maine. Another pointed the other way and said Georgia. From here to Maine, I'd have to hike 1,164.9 miles. Yeah, I was fucking nuts. I liked showers and hot foods and soft beds. This had been Layla's idea. She'd wanted to sleep under the stars and make s'mores over a campfire. Since she couldn't do it, I was doing it for her. I took the first step forward onto the trail, my head spinning with thoughts of my sister. I took a deep breath, took my second step, and kept going until the sign was no longer visible, until I was on my own. My breathing harsh in my ears, my legs warm from propelling my body. I was doing this. Fuck anyone who thought I couldn't, including myself. My sister had done mountains of research, actual mountains of paper. Before her deployment, she'd printed out blog posts, facts and brochures and highlighted information in color-coded neon. I'd let her, thinking I didn't have to bother knowing everything when clearly she was the expert. Until she died. And then I found myself meticulously organizing the reams of paper, piles surrounding me as I sat cross-legged on the floor of her bedroom. I had to be the expert then, the sole protector of my own person when I hiked the damn trail by myself. I tripped over a rock and cursed at it. I needed to be more careful. The trail was littered with rocks intent on pissing me off. Despite my attempt to break in my shoes, I knew my feet would not be able to withstand the kind of ground I had to cover daily, which was anywhere from 5 to 10 miles. In one of the many blog posts, I'd found a tip to wrap blister-prone areas with medical tape, then apply Vaseline. Then my socks and shoes. So it all felt a little weird down there in my boots, but hey, weird was okay if it meant 0 open wounds. I'd packed a tent because I wasn't comfortable being on my own without one, despite the many AT shelters scattered along the trail. Other than that, I'd tried to pack as light as possible. I had 2 water bottles and some oxidizer drops to treat reservoir water chemically. Oxidizers were the most expensive way to treat water, but chlorine was unreliable, and iodine tasted bad. So I was a princess, sue me. Layla would have bought iodine drops, and probably would have taken numerous photos of me pulling faces as I tried to drink it. I actually had a series of photos on my phone I refused to delete. I had them backed up several places, but I wanted to be able to glance at them wherever I was. Since childhood, when our mom was working and we were home alone, we'd make really gross concoctions of food and dare the other to eat them. It was dumb.